Welcome back, everybody. It's tractorchute here, and we're going to get ourselves a little 1v1 for the day with a new submitter. In the upper middle portion of the map of Polar Nights, it is for Team TSLT. It will be Snoopy playing as the Red Protoss. In the bottom middle of the map, playing as the Blue Zerg, it will be WhiteTiger for Team TFOS. Very similar clan names, not entirely sure what they stand for, but maybe we'll find out from our submitter, which is Snoopy, and this Snoopy plays as Platinum against a Gold, so it will be our standard Platinum versus Gold matchup. Take a look at the APM tabs. It does look like Snoopy loves to move around here. Look at that APM sitting at 165. Very, very impressive to his opponent's 80. And if we take a look at our Proto tab, we will keep an eye on this and see what's going to happen in this game here. We do have the Pylon down for Snoopy and the Scouting Overlord for WhiteTiger. WhiteTiger's acting of English. Snoopy says no. Fair enough. He is Brazilian, so there you go. But apparently knows the English, so there you go. Bilingual, my good man. Snoopy will continue to Chrono Boost out his probes here. Meanwhile, what are we going to do down at the other end here? We are not going with any sort of early spawning pools. Leads me to believe we will see Hatch first come out of him here. Other Overlord will go scout to the left area of the map here, make his way up. I would have to imagine Scouting Probe coming out for Snoopy. Snoopy will go see what he can find out is at the other end of the map. Once get an idea of the timing on the spawning pool, or if it's going to be Hatch first. By the time he gets down here, he will see it is Hatch first. So that will go down here very, very shortly. Once he hits his 300 mineral count, and there it goes. Very well done there. And he runs right by that Naga Tower. And we'll come in here, and Spawning Pool will shortly follow that up, I would have to imagine, unless he's going to get really greedy and maybe go with 2 hatches. We will soon find out here. There's the Scouting Probe. It gets in there. It sees that it is Hatch first, so very well done there. At least I believe he sees it's Hatch first. Yes, he does, so very well done by Snoopy. Good scouting job. And we'll get himself right into the base there. Click around as fast as he can. Make sure that APM count gets up there. And it does look like he is going to move his way back out of there as he has seen what he needs to see. And now he will determine whether or not he wants to do a 1-base push, or if he wants to expand himself, realizing that he's not going to see any sort of early pressure. And it looks like it will be an expansion as well, so very well done by Snoopy. So we will get into a bit of a macro game here to start this baby off. Just about lost my voice there. Alright, he does have the spawning pool finally going down at the 13 marks, so very well done there. And Snoopy, of course, will wait for that to build up here. Does have his 1 gate on the field. We'll get a nice little Z-lot out of the map. And his Scouting Probe comes back, gives the intel back to his main base. And we'll start the wall-off pylon starting right there. After imagining Forbes will follow that up. And it is getting very greedy at a WhiteTiger, getting a second expansion at the 3-minute and 50-second mark. So we'll be working off of 3 bases. And is getting down 1 gas at the same time here. Take a look up there. We can see that the Cyber Core is coming down now. We are getting a Queen out, and we are spitting our drones out and our probes out left, right, and center here. So very well done by both these guys here. We'll sit back and relax for a little bit and see what we can find out here. We do also have a NHL pool draft coming out. If anybody is a big hockey fan and likes to do fantasy pools, please hit me up on the Facebook fan page. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of us in it right now there. It is open to the public. Our draft is Friday at 6:30 Pacific, which is 9:30 Eastern. So let us know if you want in there. We can work the times out for wherever you are in the world there just to help out. So if you do want in, let me know. If not, that is quite fine. If there is a StarCraft pool, such thing as one of those, then I would probably get in one of those as well here, but I don't think there is. We do have these gateway go down, so very good wall up there. We'll plant the cannon in the background and continue to do mine off of that expansion here. In the meantime, there is third hatchery does just finish up now, so he's looking pretty good there. Warp gate technology is coming out, and a roach warren will be his first choice of tech here, so he's going to go into a little bit of roaches to start this game off here. And there we go, a couple dogs going to get in there. They're going to try and attack that pylon down there. By the time this cannon gets out, should be with plenty of time before that pylon ends up losing, so he will be able to finish off those 2 dogs quite easily here. Does bring over the probe there, thinking maybe the probe can repair that, or maybe the probe is there for intimidation factors, yelling at the dogs to get the hell out of his yard, and that's exactly what happens. Dogs end up leaving there, and he does have the 1 Scouting Overlord sitting over here. Does see that the gas goes down on the expansion, so working the single gas off the expansion and getting his upgrade nice and early. Very well done there. Metabolic boost coming out at the same time for his opponent here. Is going to go into a Stargate nice and early. Do like this, so we're going to go 2 gate into a Stargate. So very well done there. And of course got the warp gate technology just finishing up here, and is actually getting himself down. Is that a layer technology? Yes, it is. So we are going to go into a nice little bit of layer, getting another gas down at the same time as well. So good job by both these guys as we macro our way up here. and determine what build we're going to go into. We are obviously going to get into a bit of a sky toss, or maybe start off with a nice little Oracle harass once he gets his Stargate up here. Stargates are very common, like I say, against Zergs to get a Stargate out nice and early to control the air. So if we take a look here, he does have a lot of probes here. Apparently there's something very interesting written on the back of that assimilator, and they're making it out. You know, they're standing there saying, you know, come over here, buddy. And the guy's like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna come over there. I'll help you. Let's all stare at the assimilator. This is one of the most neat assimilators you'll ever see in your life. There's 5 probes. They all want to check this thing out. This is an awesome assimilator. It does a lot of neat things. You'll see it's the top A, grade A assimilator. It's the one that you want to... Yeah, in fact, this guy wants to come see it too, and now he realized the rally point was stuck there, so he will put everybody on the mining there. Had enough of staring at the assimilator. Very well done. And we will slowly get a couple more upgrades out here, I would have to imagine, as ground level 1 does finish up. In the meantime, double evils have a hit at the other end. As you can see, the melee and the car pace is going down. Not entirely sure if he meant to maybe go range, or if maybe he's looking to go into a little bit heavy on the dogs to start this out here. But he does have roaches, or a roach warren, so it leads me to believe we might see some roaches out here pretty quick. So he is looking to macro up the expansion here, as he does have both of his hatcheries pointed over to the expansion, and the Oracle's actually going to come out here, so it is going to be an Oracle for us nice and early. Did go for the Queen for the first couple seconds here, but decides he wants to meld himself some probes while the Queen goes to work. Queens won't kill it at the quickest pace, so he's actually going to get quite a few kills with this here. Actually, how many kills did he get so far here? He got himself 6 kills, did his job, and managed to save him. So very well done. That was definitely effective here. And has a Mothership Core at the other end here. Mothership Core trying to go to work with the Queen. It's going to be very, very close. Who's going to win it? Oh, Mothership Core barely loses that one here. Needed about 2 more shots to take that out. So that didn't work so well. But then again, he can rebuild that pretty darn quick here. He's going to go with some Phoenixes here. So very well done. Phoenixes are definitely handy early in the game. And is getting some Immortals out at the same time as well here. So that's himself a fairly good compilation of the 1 Zealot, 1 Immortal, 2 Stalkers, and 2 Sentries with the 1 Oracle, of course. And we have 8 dogs down at the other end. So really hasn't got into anything big yet, but is going macro heavy with the 3 hatch here. Has himself a Spore Collar down now. That will thwart off that good old Oracles, as 1 in each of his bases. So very well done there. And we will continue to macro ourselves up here. Of course, still going to go into a standard Roach Hydra, which really leads me to question, why not the range upgrade? But fair enough, maybe he's a little bit confused and thinks that the melee works for the range. Who knows? But here we go with the 1 Phoenix going around the map there. Gonna try and kill off any sort of random overlords that are sitting around the map here. So he does go down to the bottom area of the map. He's going to scout out the nice, beautiful space here and come down with the Oracle one more time. Now that he's got a lot of energy there. Doesn't have a lot of hit points, but has his shield back up there. We'll realize that the Spore Collar is in there, and this shouldn't last very long there, depending on how quick he is. There he goes. He does see that there. So that base isn't going to work. He's going to fly around, try and see if he can find himself another base with maybe some open drones that he can get killed off here. Almost has no shield left here, so we'll probably lose this very, very quickly if he does get stuck in the middle here. He's trying to micro it around here. Trying to see what he can kill here. Does see a few roaches there. Of course, he would take forever to kill those roaches. So we'll get that thing out of there right away. So Oracle did not work. Oracle is now... Should not see any more Oracles on the map. I wouldn't have to imagine. That 1 Oracle did do pretty good, though, with these 6 drone kills. Take a look here. Nothing else coming out. Just the 1 Phoenix on the map, just to give himself some sort of vision. So we'll continue himself with the Immortal Stalker build and a few sentries, of course, for the good old force fields. I would have to imagine that we are going to see an expansion as he is heading over here with his good old probe. So that probe will mine a bit and then look to expand at the base here. And there we go. We are going really greedy here. Wow, going to get 4 bases on the map. So he will be 1 base up on his opponent here. But his opponent has quite the army getting together here with the Hydra Roach. So he might be looking to move out at some point. But at the same time, we have a very strong Immortal army. And that is the hard counter to Roach Hydra. Or, of course, you can get a lot of Colossi. And also, he also has the good old force fields he could lay down. So we will soon find out how the force field play is in the hands of our good man Snoopy. So Snoopy just doing a little bit of patrol pointing around here and is going to head right down here and work on the 3rd of his opponent. In the meantime, his opponent is going across the map, so these armies might actually crisscross each other here. We'll soon find out. They're going to sneak through the bush, and he actually did encounter a... Oh, he's got a void on the map. We have a void. So that void's actually going to lead the army out here, which will allow him to get right into this base here. Don't know if he's going to force his army back here. Nice force fields on the ramp to make sure that the army can't get down there. Very well done. That's going to allow him to take out this hatchery quite easily here. Like to see that force field play. A lot of people don't do that. You know, it's very handy just to wall off a ramp on an area that you're at, just to prevent your opponent from getting in, so you can get a lot of drone kills, get a few building kills. That's exactly what happens here. And now he's going to get the full surround of this army here, so should be able to clean it up. Nice force field in the back. splitting that army up very nicely here, but it's just going to be too much for him to deal with, or maybe not. He might actually be able to push this through here. It is going to be very, very close here, but I just think that's way too many Hydras and Roaches, and they will clean up this army quite handily. So very well done there, but he did do his job. He got rid of the one hatchery and forced all the drones off the line there. So I would say almost came out ahead in that one. Very, very close and tough to determine that here. So he will work on his 4 bases, get them nicely macroed up here, and kind of determine what he's going to do. Is he going to build back into the Immortal slash Stalker army, or will he look to get into the good old Colossi army, which is also the other hard counter to the Roach Hydra? We'll soon find out here. I don't see any Robo support bay unless I'm missing something here. No, not as of yet, but he already has it down. So there you go. I did miss something. So he does have the Colossi hitting the field here. And finally, we're getting to the ranged upgrade. There it is right there. He does have the ranged upgrade finally. And we are going to go with heavy, heavy gateway. So he has a ton of gateways. That is a lot of gateways on the map here. We do have 9 gateways up at the main here. And probably have a couple more outside of that. Have 10 down here. So 10 gateways sitting on. And of course, his good old Colossus on the map with the 1 upgrade for his weapons. We do have a fair bit of Stalkers as well here, sitting on 9 Stalkers. Take a look at the unit tab here. We do have 15 Hydras, 10 Roaches, 2 of the 9 Stalkers, 1 Colossi. Of course, the 1 Phoenix still sitting over here. Not entirely sure what the Phoenix is going to be used for, but he's enjoying himself over there, not getting attacked. We also have another one going down, so he's going to go right to 4 base here, send some dogs out here, scout around for some empty expansions, or not empty expansions, but undefended expansions that you can maybe pick off on his opponent, or he's actually looking out to move out with the entire army. So his whole army is going to come up here. He's going to see what kind of damage he can do here, and he's going to push forward. There's the 1 Colossi here. Uh-oh, Colossi caught out of position. This isn't going to work so well. We'll actually lose that Colossi. That kind of sucks. So now he's going to get pushed back pretty hard here. Snoopy in a little bit of trouble. It's a very big army coming at him, and he doesn't have a lot to deal with this other than the 9 Stalkers. We'll warp in a bunch of Zealots to try and take the front end damage here, and they back off a little bit here. There they go. Get right in the range. They're going to do a ton of damage. Finish the Zealots off very easily here, and start pushing his opponent right back. Good force fields to try and split that army up here. Needs to get him in behind that wall. That's exactly what he's going to do. The army's actually going to back off here and go for the expansion here now that they've chased him off. Doesn't like the couple cannons he sees, plus the Oracle in the air here, but he should turn around and take out that Oracle quite easily. It's exactly what he does. Warps it in the background here with some more sentries, with some more Stalkers. This is a very big army to fend off here. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to have what it takes here. Another force field goes down, catches the sentries. Sentries won't be able to do a whole heck of a lot here. Putting down some more force fields, as many as he can, to try and fend this off. And no photon overcharge. Thought the photon overcharge had gone down, but it was just the mothership shooting. And he is going to actually sit there for a little bit here. Don't know if that's a good move, as he has his opponent with absolutely really no offensive army. There's 4 more Zealots coming in now. But he does have himself 17 Hydras, 7 Roaches, and 16 Dogs. And he is going to push those babies up here and try and push one more time into the base here. If he went off to the right, you would realize that he does have an unfended base over here. But he's continuing to try and push in through the natural here. Or he might want to go right back down for the 3rd. There's only a few cannons down there, so he could look to try taking out a couple pylons maybe, or the cannons themselves. It's exactly what he's going to do. Going to start to go to work. Does get rid of the assimilator. Going to focus down that Nexus here, leaving the cannons alone here, and should be able to kill that Nexus quite handily. Very well done there. So does get the expansion kill. Has his 4 expansions all up and running, so looking pretty good there. So now he's going to move himself out, realizes he got the kill, so doesn't want to overextend them into the cannons for no reason. So he's going to push back up here and determine, does he want to go into the natural, or does he want to push over and see if there's any more expansions to the map. Obviously he doesn't realize that this expansion is on the low ground on the right hand side. So he is going to try and push himself through here, but we do have the Colossi in the back. Very good positioning of that Colossi. And he is going to find it out here. So there he goes. He sees it there. Might be able to get over before these cannons finish up here. Let's see. No, he's electing to actually retreat. A little bit surprising there. So he will retreat. Wait for a little bit more of his reinforcements to come in here. Meanwhile, his opponent here, our good man Snoopy's got himself 2 Colossi, 7 Stalkers on the map now. So he's starting to build up a little bit. But 20 Hydras and 19 Roaches is going to be tough to deal with here. There we go. They are burning him down from the back here. Very good job. Might want to look to get maybe 3 or 4 Colossi. Usually want about 4 to 6. Somewhere in there is usually a pretty good Colossi count against Hydra Roach. So he will push himself back up here one more time here. He realizes with the Colossi in the background, it's going to make it real hard for his opponent to deal with, especially with nice force fields like that. Very good force fields out of his opponent here. Doing a decent job for Snoopy here. A good man of WhiteTiger here really needs to figure out how he wants to deal with this. Maybe get a few more upgrades. He is on 2-1, so not overly bad on the upgrades. Meanwhile, Snoopy, what's he sitting on? He's still sitting on 1, so wouldn't mind seeing the upgrade count maybe get a little bit higher there. And there we go. We have rebuilt our base, have a little bit of long distance mining happening there. And like I say, our opponent sitting on 4 base is looking pretty skookum as far as the macro game goes here. Take a look at the income tab here. You can see a fairly good lead there by about 400 and about 100 on the gas here. So both these guys looking fairly decent here. Both of them kind of even, I would honestly have to say here. Snoopy is a little bit down in the army count, but I don't think that's going to hurt him at all. A couple overseers coming down as well, making sure, just in case he gets the darkies on the map, he will at least have something to help that out with here. A good job on the sentry count. I will say that out of Snoopy is keeping that sentry count up nice and high, which is very, very smart. And WhiteTiger is slowly getting macroed up on his 4th base here. So very well done there. And of course, when you are against 4 base on Protoss, 4-on-4 Zerg to Protoss, I'll give Protoss the advantage every time that happens here. There's all the probes getting back down there. Nexus has built up, so their ACOM count should get up here and possibly even surpass WhiteTiger here. So we'll relax for a little bit here. It looks like WhiteTiger has managed to get himself up to 200. Snoopy's slowly behind that. He is getting himself out some Archons. Very smartly done there. They'll take the brunt of the front end damage. And is getting himself down a lot more Zealots as well. So looking pretty skookum here. Wouldn't mind seeing the Colossi count a little bit higher. But that's not to say the Archons can't do the exact same thing getting in there. They're very good as well. So we'll now start to push our army out here as he feels he's got a fairly skookum compilation here. But the 200 army coming up here is going to be very, very scary. Sitting on 2-1 upgrades still, so no more upgrades currently happening for him here. And if we take a look at the production tab, he does have the 3s coming as well here. So he has 2 for the ranged weapon, 3 for the armor, and he's continuing to get the melee upgrade. Not entirely sure why he's getting the melee upgrade. It's not going to do him a lot of good. Good force fields to try and split this off, but Vipers are pulling the Colossi in. Good job with the Vipers, I will say that here. This is going to be a lot of trouble for Snoopy. Not entirely sure how he's going to handle this. Oh, this is big trouble for him. Not really working at all. And I honestly want to say, there could be WhiteTiger that submitted this. It's just that the map name said Snoopy on it, so I assumed it was Snoopy. Most people don't submit me their losses, so maybe it was WhiteTiger, and if it is, I do apologize to the submitter if you are actually WhiteTiger, but maybe you are Snoopy, and you have no shame, so you might have submitted me a loss. Who knows? But here we go. He's getting a good beat down here. Very well done, and this looks like it is, it's not going to be overcomable, I don't think. I think Snoopy's going to end up basically submitting to this, as I don't think there's much you can do at this point here. That is a very heavy Roach Hydra army. They're just going to continue to push in here and wreak havoc. There they go. Going to work on that expansion here. Does pull half of them back here as they do see the Colossi over there. Are trying to chase him down, get within range here. They're going to stop here, focus fire him down right away. Very well done there. Got a few Archons on the map here. Should be able to spit those Archons down very, very quickly here. Very well done. And that is GG out of Snoopy. So my congrats go out to you, WhiteTiger. And like I say, if you were the submitter, I do apologize. But if it was you, Snoopy, have no shame, my good man. I will give you my condolences. I will leave you with this. If it ain't the white sheet on your bed, it ain't the blanket on mine. Because I've never seen that bug fly on my roof before, only when I was shingling. Left at the North Pole, I think, one time up in Antarctica. But that's when I actually seen the guy ski down the hill. He had one ski on his foot there. Kind of fell, tumbled over a few times there. Ended up falling into a great big pile of snow. He didn't have his helmet on it all there, which was a little bit funny, but a snowmobile kind of drove by there. I didn't actually see the guy, so ran into him there. A guy gets really pissed, gets up there, flips his lid, of course, there, then walks off and changes his tires. Not entirely sure why. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.